This is for Nicole Malliotakis. It's September 3rd. Nicole, I saw you on television the other day, and I just want to frame this the right way. The American founders weren't sure about lots of things, but the one thing they were sure about was they knew that the military should not be used against the citizens. Some of the key reasons for that is that they were afraid of a military dictatorship and the distrust of the concentration of power in the executive. But their greatest fear was the use of the military as a domestic police force to enforce the will of the government and put down dissent. This is what is happening right now in Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and soon to happen Chicago, and promised in other cities by Mr. Trump. First of all, the biggest murder rates are not in Los Angeles or Chicago or D.C. The biggest murder rates are in Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, and St. Louis, Missouri. Not Chicago, not New York, not L.A. In the interview in Fox News, you talked about the left-wing radicals in New York and their policies, and that we should invite Trump to help us. We don't want Trump to militarize our streets. You also spoke about the no bail law. And first of all, that was untrue. The Brennan Justice Center has said that there's no evidence showing a connection between bail reform and rising crime rates. Violent crime is not covered by the no bail law. So consider you're a poor person. And you steal something to feed your family. They catch you and they set a bail of $5,000. Of course, you're a poor person. You can't pay $5,000. You can't even pay $100. You can't even feed your family McDonald's. So you stay in jail until you can pay that bail, or until you have a trial, which might be a very long time, a month, 2 months, 3 months. That's because you're poor. You take credit for shoplifting going down based on deportations. That's crazy, and that's certainly not violent crime. 57% of the deportations now happening in New York have nothing to do with violent crime, have nothing to do with any crime. They're families, they're men and women who came here for asylum or who have status, the people that were brought here from the islands that were suffering, from Honduras, from Haiti. So not criminals, not criminals. So what you and the GOP have refused to do is to look at how to fix the problem. If people are not hungry, they won't steal. If people are mentally ill and they have assistance, they won't be committing violent crimes. People should not have to work 3 to 4 jobs to feed their families, Nicole. But instead, what the GOP and you did was give a massive tax cut to the rich, which took away $1 trillion worth of Medicare and Medicaid and SNAP benefits, so food assistance. I'm sure that sick, hungry people will just sit back and let their families starve. Hey, Nicole, democracies are not utopias. Sometimes they're messy. I do not want people with guns in the street. I remember very clearly Kent State and the shooting of 3 students there. That could happen again. Nicole, wake up. You own this.